Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Robertson in at the small forward. And for the Jazz, Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Joe Ingles is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint.
I think most people consider Salt Lake City not a big free agent destination. So the Jazz are what they call a pipeline team. And what does that mean? It means they have to draft and develop their talent internally.
It'll be the Thunder off the tip. And here is Paul.
Pick up Chris.
Got it. Good job in the low post. Paul's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Thunder. And the Jazz say they need a fundamentally sound process to building their roster. Doris, no shortcuts.
Well, there's no question about that, Kevin. This is a group that has to be value-spaced with their free agent acquisitions in a small market. The draft picks have got to be smart. Their teaching and cultivating of that talent and development is absolutely critical.
Now here's Paul. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here is Conley. Outside Bogdanovich. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Adams. Passes it to Paul. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Off target from the wing.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
Conley, the pass to Ingles. Outside Bogdanovich. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Gallinari. Paul surveying the floor. Adams trying to free himself up. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
Conley, the pass to Gobert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And taken away by Paul. Gallinari outside. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Adams.
Boy, the strength and the activity of Steven Adams makes him a force on the backboards.
Conley against Paul. Mitchell outside. Knocks down the 3 ball.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
And what happens is the court just opens up. You like seeing him get into a rhythm from outside the arc. Love it.
Now, here is Gallinari. Can't connect from short range. Up top, Gobert. Conley dishes to Mitchell. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. And they're on the break. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
So aggressive, fighting his way through contact. Andre Robertson determined to score it there.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Mitchell missing. Oklahoma City leading by 3. The floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Lets it go with a 3. Another miss by Utah. And Adams has got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Pass to Robertson. He kicks it to Gallinari. 6 to shoot. Rebound, Utah. Mitchell in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Mitchell's got 5 points so far.
Well, how about the court awareness from Bogdanovich, showing off his ability to find the open man, Kev?
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, a look at that 2018 Clippers draft pick in Gilgeous-Alexander. His incredible size at the point guard spot makes him one of the more intriguing players from that class. Two.
That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. And last season with Gilgeous-Alexander, Greg, you could see what he was capable of with his length.
Well, he is just so difficult to slow up when he's running downhill at a defender. Already a plus defender in his offense coming along, he could be a scary figure at that point guard position.
Both shots good from the stripe. Jazz trail by 5. Now here's Conley. No points in the game yet for him. Down low, here's Bogdanovich. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Well, at 6'8". Bojan Bogdanovich is very comfortable in close.
Fades away. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
And it's denied.
The defense from Andre Robertson is nothing short of sensational.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Conley finds Mitchell. Lets the 3 fly. Here's Gobert. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, Rudy Gobert with the size and length, they factor on the glass right now.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And now a moment to see the stats for Conley. Coming off a terrific season, averaged 21 points a game, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
A nice shot by Bogdanovich. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Here's the lob to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Well, simply put it in the vicinity of Steven Adams, and his great hands makes that dunk look easy.
Paul against Conley, and that one is off. Adams, some nice D. To the paint, here's Gallinari, and the shot is good. And now a 5-point Oklahoma City lead.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. They're getting their first look at the Thunder, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And on paper, you'd call them the better team, but they actually lost the season series against this group a year ago.
So Utah ends up going with a new group. Then for the Thunder, Nerlens Noel checks in for Robertson. Terence Ferguson comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. The Jazz again can't hit it. The Thunder leading by 5. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
Well, mixed bag last year, guys, right? For the Thunder, had some stretches where they looked really strong and some stretches where they really floundered. And ultimately, they go out in the first round to the Portland Trail Blazers.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now the pass to Adams. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. 6 points for Steven Adams. And Doris, the Thunder, a number 6 seed in the West, once again can't get out of the first round.
Yeah, Kevin, that's 3 straight seasons. And you feel like they are this close to taking that next step, but things fall apart at the wrong time. What happens next? Well, efficiency is everything, right? So far in this one, this guy has been on the money.
The Jazz shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
And the Thunder making a change here. Muscala's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Clarkson. And with this summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovich, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Bradley finds Clarkson. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Here's Ferguson. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. And that one's good. Schroeder.
This guy is a creative offensive talent. Dennis Schroeder can hit defenders with a variety of moves. Go ahead with the floater.
Now, here's Clarkson. He has 5. There's the dish to Moutier. Feeds to Bradley. And the rejection by Noel. And while we have a chance, let's take a look at the best free throw shooters in the league from last season. Gallinari, 4th.
He was locked and loaded from the free throw line all season. Never suffered through any real lulls in that department.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And although the team didn't have much success last year, Emmanuel Moutier certainly got his career back, I thought, Doris, in the right direction.
Well, I think for Emmanuel, he had an opportunity for minutes, and he played as he needed to in order to show that he is a capable player going forward. The tools, I think, have always been there for the former number 7 pick. It's about starting to put it together consistently.
Doris, there is nothing like opening night in the NBA. Every fan base just teeming with optimism for the upcoming season.
I think all of us are just so thrilled to have NBA basketball back. There's no losses in the losing column. Everybody's happy. Let's tip it off and go.
And guys have that little step, and these first weeks of the season are always exciting.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody's bursting with enthusiasm. Players are fresh.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
And for a guy who's a little bit smaller at the guard position, Schroeder is fearless. I think he likes contact.
Now, here's Moutier. Misses in close.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Here's Ferguson. To the middle, here's Schroeder, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up.
Well, Dennis Schroeder over the years, boy, as he started to harness all that energy and talent.
Well, Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a sixth-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Relax on the first.
That's good from Schroeder. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Schroeder hits them both. And Doris, even though Schroeder changed roles when he was traded from Atlanta to the Thunder, he has embraced his new team.
A lot of people wondered, would Schroeder be willing to go to the bench and accept that role? He proved he was more than capable. And no longer having to act as a leader on a team, I think for Schroeder, he just enjoys going out and competing on a team with high aspirations. It's been a good fit.
Here's Ferguson. After Ed Davis's score. Now Muscala. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Clock at 4. Stolen by Clarkson. 1:09 left to play in the first quarter. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. The Thunder leading by 4. Here's Ferguson, defended by Moutier. Ferguson kicks it over to Schroeder. Shot clock at 5. Noel, he gets that one. And the Thunder lead by 6.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Moutier against Schroeder. 30 seconds left to play in the first. Fires for 3. Nailed from three-point land. Clarkson's got 10 points.
Well, individually, he is doing everything he can in this 12-minute session, but he's just not getting enough help.
Get there, get there. Hey, yo, right here.
Moutier against Schroeder. From deep three-point range, they get it back.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Chris Paul talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard. And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Thunder 5 right now, a perimeter tandem, Ferguson and Gallinari. Mike Muscala out there with Noel, and it's Schroeder in at the point. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, "I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul, and they were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it." And Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz, DA. Thank you. That free throw good from Bradley. Doris, who are some of the up-and-coming shooting guards in the league that you have noticed have got a very high ceiling?
Well, I'm going to mention two guys who I think could be considered combo guards, guards who can play one or two, and who I think their organizations are still trying to figure out their best position. But two of the most dominant young guards in the league who are going to be a problem for over a decade, Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Both guys can create their own shot. Both can get off the dribble drive. Both could light you up for over 50 a night. Devin and Donovan, two names to keep an eye on.
Here's Moutier. Gallinari making his last shot.
No shot.
Moutier passes to Niang. And the three off target.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yes, that goes in.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Clarkson with the ball. He's got 10. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's two fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gobert, he's checked in for Bradley. Bogdanovich comes in for Ed Davis. Mitchell, he's checked in for George Niang. And it's Conley in for Moutier. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Chris Paul, he's checked in for Gallinari. Paul with the steal. And here we go. Here's Ferguson. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now. And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terence Ferguson. Young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
And the Jazz making a change here. Ingles is checked in. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Shooting one.
And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him.
Now here's Conley. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Mitchell. And that one goes long.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you can see why the defense dared him to shoot it. That's not really his spot.
Here's Gobert. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Gobert's got his second basket of the night.
Well, Gobert is 7'1", and that in and of itself means he's difficult to contain. This guy really understanding how to play through contact.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 8 points for him. It's good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 10 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Mitchell. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Absolute power from Rudy Gobert. Terrific, out-muscling the defense.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams comes in for Noel, and it's Andre Robertson in for Ferguson. Gobert, no good on that free throw.
And you look back at that 2013 draft, just call it the year of the sleeper Euros. Giannis Antetokounmpo taken 15th, and this guy, Rudy Gobert, selected with the 27th pick.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 10. Fires from 14. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Mitchell. Looking to get back on track here. It's blocked. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession.
Conley!
Paul against Conley. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And, you know, Greg, hindsight always being 20/20. The Greek Freak and Gobert probably go first and second in that 2013 draft.
Yeah, and Steven Adams probably top 4. The common thread, all of them play a hard-nosed style, not something that's always associated with foreign-born players.
Take a break.
But they're
Take a break.
erasing that
2
perception.
shots.
And that one falls for Conley. Doris, if you had to list a player with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind: James Harden, obviously, has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
Paul passes to Muscala. Left side, Adams. Gobert with the block.
Well, this is the calling card of Rudy Gobert, a superb shot blocker. The wingspan is a thing of beauty.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Timeout is called.
Timeout.
First of the game for the Thunder.
Because of Rudy Gobert's thin frame, people were trying to take advantage of him early physically in his career. For the Jazz, they wanted him to get stronger, get in the weight room, and become more of a problem.
A moment here to see the stats for Gobert. Last season, he played outstanding. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 13 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Well, you get the feeling he believes every rebound should be his, and most of them are. This guy is putting up tremendous numbers.
Now here's Adams. He has 6. Kicks it to Robertson. Tipped away. Just 3 to shoot. Muscala misses.
Boy, he's at the cup, but that is tremendous defense. Prohibit the lay-in without fouling.
Cans it from downtown.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Covered by Mitchell. Shot from 12. Here's Adams. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
There is a persistence about Steven Adams. Quality defense will not deter this guy if he wants to score. Nice finish.
Now here's Bogdanovich. He's got 6. Mitchell outside. Gobert trying to get open, and it's Mitchell missing.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Paul. Over Bogdanovich. Paul with the bucket. Now it's a 6-point Thunder lead. Utah's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Conley dishes to Gobert. Mitchell outside.
Hey, yo, right here.
And one.
He can't hit that time. So the Thunder will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Now Mitchell, following Chris Paul's three-point attempt.
Boy, when you talk to his teammates and his coaching
Two
staff,
shots.
Bojan
Foul.
Bogdanovic, one of the toughest guys you'll see in the league. He doesn't say much, kind of stays to himself, but boy, when the ball goes up, does this guy compete.
And growing up a young child in the violence of Croatia during the Yugoslav wars, Doris, Bogdanovic said it affected everyone.
Not only that, Kevin, but think about it. This is a young
Take a
man
break.
who at
Take a break.
16 years of
Two
age
shots.
left his home on his own to go play pro basketball in Madrid. And what does it translate to? Well, he can now speak 4 languages. And I'll tell you this, Bogey knows a thing or two about resiliency.
Free throw good, Bogdanovic.
And the signing of Bojan Bogdanovic, a great move for the Jazz. With his shooting, more spacing for Gobert and Mitchell to operate, he's capable of creating shots on his own as well.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Well, the Thunder begin on the defensive end of the floor. This is a team whose formula is to force a ton of turnovers, come up with steals, get out in transition. Last year, 4th in the league in defensive rating.
Now here's Adams. 8 points for him. Bogdanovic grabs the miss.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Here's Conley. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And for the Thunder defense, Doris, it starts with their rebounding.
Well, you have to begin with their strong interior defense. That lets their wings get out and pressure and take some chances. Defense has turned into a pillar for this team.
And Utah has possession. Jazz trail by 4. And here is Mitchell. 10 points for him. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Pass to Conley. All sorts of time. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
Come get it.
14 feet away. Gobert with the block.
Yo, watch Rudy.
Conley feeling it out over Paul. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to just 2 points in the bucket from Mike Conley. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
And the Utah fans known league-wide for their passion.
This is a very tough place to get a win on the road, Greg. You know that as well as anyone. You've got the elevation, second highest in the league, and as you mentioned, those fans are loud, proud, and passionate.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. He hits both from the stripe. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
Well, you might think at 6'3" in shoes, Donovan Mitchell is undersized for the shooting guard position. But his combination of strength and length, along with the athleticism, help him to hold his own.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Greg, nowadays teams looking for +6 players. That's a player whose arm span exceeds their height by at least 6 inches.
Donovan Mitchell, how about a +9? I mean, a little over 6'1" in socks with a 6'10" wingspan. Those long arms, the reason for the Spider nickname.
Second free throw, no good.
Let's remember that Donovan Mitchell's first love was baseball. His father played in the minors, coached in the majors. Donovan himself was a star player in high school. It wasn't until he broke his wrist that he decided to dedicate himself to the game of basketball. You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
Outside Bogdanovich. Mitchell right side. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And Doris, you mentioned baseball where he played pitcher and shortstop. But Mitchell doing just fine, I think, in basketball.
No doubt, Kevin. He's come a long way since high school because back then he was a power dunker and defender. But his transformation into an elite offensive player in the NBA, this is just a credit to this young man's work ethic.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Guys, when you think about the Jazz, you are talking about an elite defensive unit. Rudy Gobert in the middle, the defensive player of the year, and the guys around him are committed to the scheme and outstanding individual defenders.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. George Niang comes in for Bogdanovich, and it's Jordan Clarkson in for Joe Ingles. And the Jazz very disciplined at the defensive end.
Now, Kevin, you have a veteran squad with the anchor Rudy Gobert, one of the elite shot blockers in the entire league. And this is a group that's so important here. They defend without fouling.
And with that, the Thunder lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Clarkson.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Mudiay, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
Pass to Robertson. Here's Schroeder from downtown. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
Mudiay passes to Gobert. He dishes it to Mitchell. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Robertson. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
Now let's see the stat sheet here on Chris Paul. Great showing for him last season. Averaged about 15 points a game, 8 assists and 4 rebounds. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Gobert can't hit.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Count it, good.
I'll tell you, he's having his way right now in the second period. Forget the first quarter. Let's get to work.
Here's Clarkson. Gallinari making his last shot. Clarkson kicks to Mitchell. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Mudiay. There's the triple. That's in, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Niang.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Schroeder against Mitchell. Paul outside. Over Mudiay. And Paul with the basket on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 4 assists now tonight.
We are talking about a very solid passer at his position. Schroeder identifying an open teammate.
Mudiay finds Mitchell from the arc. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
First free throw is good.
You know, I think one of the important things for Dennis Schroeder is to keep trying to become more and more efficient. Let his offense come naturally and improve as a distributor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Bradley's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and Ed Davis is subbed in for Donovan Mitchell. The Thunder also changing it up. Noel comes in for Andre Robertson, and Terence Ferguson subbed in for Paul. And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. Jazz trail by 7. Moutier passes to Davis. Back to Moutier. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
One shot.
Boy, when Moutier plays with passion, this guy capable of converting through contact.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses.
And still trying to find his footing in the league, Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Now here's Schroeder. He's got 15. Here's Adams, and the layup is good. Adams has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, just tremendous composure on the interior. Read the defense, take advantage of the situation, and deliver.
Moutier looking around. And Adams sends it back.
Well, so good at anticipating when shots are going to go up. Steven Adams, terrific protecting the basket.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Not going to go that time. And we finished one half of basketball. Thunder lead by 7. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was Dennis Schroeder setting the pace in the first quarter. He ended up with 15 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. You got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, the way I see it, they're losing this game because they're being out-rebounded. You can't give up this kind of differential and expect to remain competitive. So what do? You commit more guys to the glass, guards included. You make it a priority that if you do ultimately lose this game, it's not because you didn't rebound.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. One guy who's been getting it done is Dennis Schroeder.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
I don't know that you necessarily think of him as someone who's going to create for others, but boy, all night he's been willing to make the extra pass.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Jazz trail by 7. Mitchell is the 2 with Ingles at the 3. Gobert is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Conley in at the 1 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. Now, here's Ingles. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Bogdanovich, that's for 2. He squares up and sinks it.
Well, that's Bogdanovich making great use of the pick and roll. Fantastic at exploiting whatever the defense delivers to him.
Oklahoma City moving the ball around. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Gallinari. Over Ingles. And it's Gallinari missing. And so Gobert will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. It's a 5-point game. And it's Mitchell missing. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Covered by Mitchell. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
Oh, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
Here's Bogdanovich. Gallinari making his last shot. And now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, the fast break chance. And he gets it to go. And now a 10-point Thunder lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Now, here's Mitchell. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Bogdanovich. Ball's knocked loose.
1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Now here's Conley. And Utah turns it over again. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Third is Chris Paul.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Covered by Mitchell. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Mitchell dishes to Conley. Now here's Gobert. He's got 6. Paul with the steal. Oh, the lob to Gallinari. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And the future Hall of Famer loves to dish the rock. Paul has a pass-first mentality. He makes everyone around him better.
And the Jazz call time here. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever. And a moment now to look at the numbers for Ingles. A very nice season for him last year. He averaged about 12 points per game last year, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Now, here's Mitchell. 13 points in the game. Gallinari with the steal. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Adams against Gobert. Dishes to Mitchell. 5 to shoot. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Muscala, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Here's Ingles. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Ingles has got his first basket.
And with that basket right there, it brings an end to that 12-0 run by Oklahoma City.
Here's Paul. He's got 8. The feed to Gallinari. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
You got it. Come on, come on.
And it's out of bounds to the Jazz as Utah retains possession.
Yo, Mitchell. Conley. That's all you.
Mitchell looking it over. Gobert, the pass to Ingles. Good on the shot.
Well, Rudy Gobert stands 7'1", and he's an unselfish guy. It puts the pass on the money.
We got CP.
Paul against Conley. Paul left side. Over Conley. Tries again. Paul can't get it to go.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Hey, yo. Check Mike.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
Keep shooting that, Spider.
Conley's got 4 assists in the game.
How impressive is the catch-and-shoot game of Donovan Mitchell? I'll tell you, you better be there on the catch or he's going to make you look silly.
Paul with the ball. Conley picks him up. Paul against Conley. 6 on the shot clock. Gallinari dishes to Muscala. Paul for 3. The Thunder with another miss.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Conley, the pass to Gobert. And there it is for him. Gobert's got 8.
Gobert has a thin frame, but make no mistake, he is physical and he relishes contact.
Muscala finds Gilgeous-Alexander. Gallinari surveying the D. Gobert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. And the Jazz with some changes. Bradley's checked in for Joe Ingles. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Mitchell. Then for the Thunder, Noel comes in for Andre Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. Just 5 on the clock. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 10. Bogdanovich passes to Conley. Floats one. Some solid defense from Gallinari.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And Noel throws it down.
Attacking with great ferocity, Kevin. Noel can't be contained on that drive.
Now here is Conley. and the layup's good off the glass. He's got 6.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Schroeder against Conley. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered closely. And that one's good. Noel. And the Thunder lead by 12.
And honestly, you hope for more of this from Nerlens Noel moving forward. This guy must develop his interior game.
Now, Gobert. 8 points for him. Here's Clarkson. Thunder with the rebound. Muscala's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Noel. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And let's take a look at Danilo Gallinari's numbers. Great showing for him last season. 4th in free throw percentage. And he also shot his way into the top 5 in percentage from long range. Just a knockdown shooter.
And yeah, he was money from the charity stripe. Only a handful of players shot a better percentage last season. Tremendous asset. The first free throw is good.
And you know, guys, listen, Noel brings value. The reason he's a menace on the defensive end and an absolute warrior on the glass.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Davis is checked in for Rudy Gobert. George Niang comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Moutier in for Mike Conley. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Ferguson's checked in.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Davis finds Moutier. Passes to Bradley. Back to Moutier. Shoots the 3. And Utah, another 3.
Well, this to me is the critical aspect that Emmanuel Moutier must develop. Can he knock down three-point shots? He does so there.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 17 points in the game. Pass to Muscala. Here's the 3. And a great assist by Gilgeous-Alexander as that one goes in. Muscala's got his second bucket of the night. Clarkson kicks to Bradley. Clarkson taking his time here. The teardrop falls in. Clarkson's got 14.
Well, very difficult to guard the floater. Jordan Clarkson, nicely done.
Schroeder against Moutier. Now here's Noel. Not a lot of room. It's stolen by Moutier. To the wing on the left. Now here's Clarkson. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. 13 feet away. Up again. No good that time. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. 17 points was their biggest margin. Noel, great positioning on the putback. He's got 12.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Bradley dishes to Clarkson. And the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Two.
And he knocks down the first one. A different look for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Mike Muscala. And it's Gallinari in for Ferguson. He's perfect from the line this time. There's 1:26 left to play in the third.
Yo, check Dennis.
Schroeder against Moutier. Schroeder with the ball. He's got 15. Moutier with the rebound. Lays it up and banks it in. Moutier's got 11 points.
This is a strength of Moutier's, right? Get into the lane, put your speed to good use.
I see him.
Schroeder against Moutier, and it's blocked by Bradley. Over to the wing. Here's Moutier. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. The Thunder leading by 10.
Gotta recognize the situation, trying to get a 2-for-1.
Well, this is where the play call is crucial, right? If you're in a 2-for-1, you've got to get the first shot quickly.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And here's Clarkson. He's got 14. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. 16 points for him.
Well, just gets into the thick of the defense and makes a terrific play. Go ahead, Jordan Clarkson.
Hey, yo, right here.
Now here's Schroeder. From past the arc. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Oklahoma City with a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. So for Oklahoma City right now, Schroeder and Gilgeous-Alexander pair up in the backcourt. Noel is out there with Gallinari, and it's Adams in at the center, locking down the middle. Now here's Noel. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. The Jazz making a switch here. Gobert's checked in. And so it's Moutier with it. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 10. Gobert down low. He's covered by Noel. Gobert can't hit. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks it over to Schroeder. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Boy, there's an energy about Nerlens Noel, and if he's being this assertive, the defense has got to be uneasy.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Noel. And so he makes both from the line. Jazz trail by 12. Moutier passes to Bradley. Clarkson dishes to Moutier. Lets it go from 11. Here's Bradley, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Moutier, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
That one goes in.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Noel, and Noel throws it down.
Oh, Kevin, how about Noel knowing how to throw it down? Fantastic finishing these drives.
Schroeder against Moutier. Shoots over Schroeder. Moutier, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Now, here's Clarkson. Here's Moutier. Back to Clarkson. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. The Jazz with another miss. Oklahoma City leading by 16. Gallinari outside, launches it. Offensive rebound. Gobert with the block. Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely. Misses off the right iron. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander.
Boy, we think of Dennis Schroeder as a natural-born scorer, but there he does a great job passing the basketball.
Utah calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
For the Jazz, Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Bradley. Mitchell comes in for Jordan Clarkson, and Mike Conley subbed in for Moutier. Then for the Thunder, Robertson, he's checked in for Noel, and Paul subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Conley, and he banks in the layup. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Paul passes to Adams. Schroeder against Conley. The drive by Schroeder. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
This is where the speed of Dennis Schroeder comes into play. When he's moving like this, the defender is in a tough spot.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. He hits the second from the line. Jazz trail by 17. And taken away by Paul. And now a fast break for the Thunder. And there's Schroeder. That's good. The assist by Paul. 20 points for Dennis Schroeder.
Well, the Dennis Schroeder show is cooking on all cylinders right now. The defense has no answer.
At the elbow, it's Gobert. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Steven Adams picks one up.
Two.
He's off on the first.
See, I have so much appreciation for the way Rudy Gobert plays the game. This guy takes smart shots on the offensive end. He uses that reach to perfection on the defensive end. He is a defense unto himself.
And the second free throw, good. Doris, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports, worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep, a gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Bogdanovich against Gallinari. And Bogdanovich kicks to Mitchell. Clock at 6. The Thunder pull it in.
Yo, watch Adams.
Now Adams. Paul outside. Pass to Robertson. Inside. A nice shot by Gallinari.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. Back to Mitchell. To end the run, he takes it up and lays it in.
Well, the balance, the ability to take contact, absorb it, and still finish. That is beautifully done by Donovan Mitchell.
Here's Paul. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. Doris, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Both teams deciding to change it up. And Paul drills both of them.
And any discussion about CP3 has to start with his hands. The dribble moves, all the steals he gets, he uses his hands better than just about anybody.
Here's Williams-Goss. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Paul's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Burton, no good. Jazz shooting 40% from the field. Tucker with the ball. Burton grabs the miss.
Boy, that's too easy to miss, but somehow he finds a way to do it.
To the inside, Paul. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got 8 rebounds in this game. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Here's Burton. And he converts the layup. Burton's got his first bucket of the night.
And the D had no answer for that move. Beautifully done. Easy layup.
Utah's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Here's Williams-Goss. The floater. It's tipped. They recover it. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Nader. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And boy, he gets a great jump on the rest of the field there and just leaves them behind.
You love the awareness, the decisiveness. Great job there.
Now, here's Tucker. Here's Williams-Goss. He feeds it to Bogdanovich. 6 to shoot. Williams-Goss misses.
You've got to be more aggressive. That kind of soft effort won't get it done.
Paul outside. The pass to Dort. From 10 feet out, here's Baisley. And a foul call. Almost got it to go in, but he'll go to the line for 2. It goes on Ed Davis. Doris, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it could go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Bradley's checked in for the Jazz. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Ferguson's checked in for Paul. Utah shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Passes it to Bradley. Nice shot from 10 feet out. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. Here's Burton. Fires from the wing. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Williams-Goss. Back to Davis. Six on the shot clock. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. To the right side. Here's Burton, guarded by O'Neal, but they recover it.
And the offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Thunder.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And guys, what a nice performance it was for Steven Adams.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. Here's Ferguson. Pass to Dort. Here's Ferguson, guarded by Tucker. Here's Ferguson. 5 on the clock. Trying to end the drought. Rebound, Utah. And here's Bradley. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave. David, thank you as always. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.